So hey guys, welcome to a new video. I am outside in the cold because my family are being noisy, so I don't want to film inside because there'll be a lot of just noise. If you do hear anything, it'll be my neighbours, so I'm sorry for that. But welcome to a new video, a new podcast, I guess. Jason was meant to be here, but he didn't want to be because apparently he doesn't like speaking or something, or he said he doesn't know what to say ever, which is weird because we've done like 8 podcasts and he's been fine. So Jason's not gonna be in this one. That's a bird. Jason's not gonna be in this one. Potentially any others. I don't really know what he means, but it could be spicy. You know. Basically, okay. Either Jason's just not in this one, no difference otherwise, or from now on, it'll be me and someone else each time. Maybe just me if it's like a big thing, but it would force me to make or to get more people, which could be spicy. You know, I'm talking Miles, Micus. I'm talking maybe Aaron, maybe Hugo, stuff like that, because that could be spicy. Maybe even a Emil, my Danish friend. He might be coming in 2019, which is very, very spicy, hopefully. But basically this video, it was going to be a podcast of me and Jason just talking back and forth about things we did in each month. Jason didn't know what to say, so it's just me. I'm going to still kind of treat it like a podcast though. I don't think it'd be too long, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 40, but I don't think it'd be much longer than that. And yeah, just chilling, talking like a podcast. I'm not going to edit it really, I'm just going to just talk. So we start off in January. There's 2 major things that happened in January, and one of them wasn't even that major. I started hanging around with Hazzy and Flo a lot, just meeting up for them. Basically, I never used to a lot. I only ever really used to see them, Christmas and birthdays. But then last Christmas in 2017, I kind of spent a lot of time with them on Boxing Day, and I was like, you know what? These are my cousins. I don't see them enough. I should see them more. So in January, I saw them more for sure. We went roller skating. We went to the cinema a lot. It was a very fun month for me because I wasn't working either. Funnily enough, I'm not working this month either because of my job. The bosses go away for all of January, which means I don't have to go in at all. But the major thing that happened in January was I saw Lord Huron, which is my favourite band, and it's insane. I just can't believe that actually happened. Like, this is like the same as Elliot seeing Imagine Dragons, or Amelia seeing Ariana Grande. Like, this shouldn't have been possible, in the sense that this is like, if you would have went to me, James, you could see one person live, one musician live, I would have picked them. Maybe my second pick would be like Coldplay because of the they're pretty huge, so it would have been a bit more like, hey, I've seen Coldplay. But personally, seeing Lord Huron live was insane. Like, it wasn't even an arena or anything. It was like a stage. I was like 10 meters away from it. It was kind of surreal. But yeah, that was pretty much January. Seeing Lord Huron live was one of the best things of the year, honestly. I really, really liked that. Hopefully they return to Bristol or even England at one point. Probably, I guess it'd be 2020. Because at the moment they've got nothing but for 2019 in England. But hopefully anyway. In February, anything really happened in February was my birthday. It was a dull month for me. I didn't really do that much. I was still looking for a job at this point. Obviously, I'd only recently got back from Australia. So looking for a job, it's gone kind of difficult. I had my birthday, my 19th birthday. And yeah, that was pretty much it. It did snow straight after though, which was a very good week. I just remember it snowed. It was actually like the day after my birthday, I think. It snowed. Everyone had the day off of work. I know my uncle came over. We did some snowboarding. Came back to ours. We all played Monopoly. Next day, it snows a bit more. I get a phone call from my uncle. He's like, "Hey, meet me at the same park in an hour." We go to the park, snowboard, come back, play Monopoly. It was a really good weekend. Honestly, it was just a lot of fun. Very chilled. It was just very enjoyable just having the snow, because up until then we hadn't had the snow for a long time, so having snow again, it was a nice change of pace. I hope it snows this year as well, because it was a lot of fun. We also built an igloo, which was good. I also got my job at 8, which I technically still have. I haven't done it for a while because they've not had anything available, but I did have a job at 8, and I do still have a job at 8, which is basically a freelancer film thing where a client would come to them and be like, hey, we need an advert or a trailer or a documentary for this. They then go, okay, we're going to get the mentor Josh, and we'll pair him up with the trainee James, and then me and Josh would go and would get this thing. So it's a lot of fun. I've done it like 3 or 4, maybe even 6 times now. It's every time it's just been really enjoyable. I get paid decently as well. But even if I didn't get paid decently, I would probably still do it for nothing, honestly, just because of the fun I have. Um, and it's like, even though I'm a trainee, I'm still actually doing stuff. You know, it's not like I'm just like making coffees. I actually hold the sound boom and I turn on and turn off the sound. Like I'm actually in control of some vital stuff, which is good. Um, so yeah, that's a very good job. I hope that 2019 it just continues. I do it a bit more, but in general, I love it right now. It's a great job. I also had my dad's wedding in March, which was a spicy one because it was meant to be a secret. You know, he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, I'm getting married. No one knows apart from my granddad and my grandnan. Grandnan? That's not a thing. Grandma." And he's like, "Yeah, so no one knows. Don't tell anyone. We're going up to Scotland. Gonna get married. We're gonna come back." And I was like, "Damn, this is spicy." So I bought her a blazer and a suit and stuff. We went up. We had the night there. Oh, we also met Rhiannon's parents and family and sister and stuff, which was good. They were actually really nice. I'm glad. They were great They were great people. But yeah, so we met them. The next day they get married. My stepmom and my dad, obviously, that's what they had become. And then the day after that, we came back. It was a really good weekend. Honestly, it was weird. It was like my third wedding I've ever been to, maybe fourth wedding, but it was like my first proper wedding. You know, it was the first one where I'm actually like old enough to remember it properly, and it was a lot of fun. I liked it. It was just very small. There was only like 10 of us there. The fact it was a secret was really funny. Obviously, people know now. People found out on the day we came back. But it was just a nice little getaway, and it was the first time in Scotland, and I really like Scotland. And the last thing that happened in March was I got a job at Banco Lounge, which was intense. I actually liked it. To be fair, I did like it. Like the things I was doing there wasn't too bad. Time didn't go too slowly. The thing I didn't like was probably some of the chefs were a bit moody sometimes. Not ever with me actually. To be fair, they were decent with me, but with like Miles and stuff, they were a bit eggy sometimes. And then also the manager T, I did not like T. And then T got replaced with Craig, and I did not like Craig either. So all in all, I didn't like it. But you know, I had someone called Nicole was there. She was great. I convinced Miles to join, which was amazing. The worst thing actually about Banco was the shifts. I think, other than the people there, some of the people. Like some shifts, you would finish at 11:30 at p.m. at night, and then the next day you're in at 9 a.m. So you have like 10 hours in between your two shifts. Well, not even that. You have like 9.5 hours in between your two shifts, and you obviously have to get home. You don't want to sleep straight away, so you do something like maybe play games or just read a book or something. Go to sleep, and then by the time you go to sleep, you have like 7 hours till you're in work. You know, so I did not like that. And then there was also a shift where you start at 10, from 4, no, from 3 to 5 you have a break, and then from 5 to 11 you're in. So you're basically in all day, apart from 2 hour break, and half of that is walking home and back. So yeah, it had its ups and downs. In April, two big things happened. Lord Huron released their new album called Via Noir, which I highly recommend you look up because it's a very good album. I actually remember when I saw them in January, because I knew they basically Lord Huron is like the only band ever that I've actually been like, oh, they've got a new album coming. Oh, when do they have new music? Every other band I like, I'm just like, oh, they have a couple of decent songs. I'll listen to them a lot. But Lord Huron is the only one I actually pay attention. Like, okay, when's their new music coming out? I just need this music because they're so good. So when I first became a fan of them, it was like, maybe it might have been 2 years ago. You know, like 2 years ago. I was like, okay, when do they have new music coming out soon? And then there was people like online writing blogs like, hey, last night I went to their thing, they played a new song called like The Star something, and I was like, oh, The Star something, they have a new song coming out. So I kept looking, and then like a year later I obviously go and see them, and at the end he's like, hey, so by the way, we've just finished our new album, it's going to be coming out soon. And then he also played a couple of songs from it, and I was like, oh, that's a scoop right there. That's an inside scoop. And then the next day, the actual next day, they tweeted out, when the album was getting released. So I was like the first to find, not the first to find out, but I was very, I got told a little bit earlier, which was very cool. But yeah, so then they released the album. I listened to it all on the first day, and I'll be honest with you. Funnily enough, the first time I listened to it, I wasn't like that gassed about it. I was like, oh, it's some decent songs, but the more I've listened to it, the more I've become a fan of it. It's weird. I think the problem with Lord Huron for new listeners, I'm sounding like such a douche right now. The problem for Lord Huron is that their songs aren't instantly catchy. You know, they haven't got the most catchier beats or most upbeat paces. So people listen to their songs and instantly are like, pass. But I think with Lord Huron, the lyrics are always they're just so perfectly tweaked. Like when you actually look up on the Genius website, there's so many little things that they have in their lyrics. And maybe all musicians have that, but for me, Lord Huron, they're the next level. You know, they release they have like stories and comic books, or like they wrote a movie and they made songs about that. So they just do these the little extra step. But yeah, so Vietnam came out instantly. I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then the more I listen to it, the more I become aware of the story and stuff. I actually really like the songs. Like probably 3 of my favorite. Oh, I don't know. If I had to pick a favorite 10 Lord Huron songs, I would say maybe half of them is in the new album. At least 4, I think. Maybe a 5th. I can't really think of it right now. But yeah, so they released a new song. It was a great day. And then we also went snowboarding in April, which crossed over to May, but it was in April, and that was probably one of my funnest holidays I've ever been on. It was just a great holiday. You know, snowboarding, I was decent at. Like even my family would tell you that's not me being like cocky. Like speed, I was very fast. Turning, I was actually decent. Balancing, I didn't fall over that much intentionally. Unintentionally even. The only problem I had was stopping, if I'm honest with you. Like, even my family was there. It was like the torches in the hair, where they go really slowly, and I zoom past, and I fall over, because I have to, because I can't stop. And then they go past, and then I get back on, I zoom past. It was like that the whole time. But the other problem I had is that, you know, you're meant to go down diagonally down the hill. I would just go straight. You know, I'm picking up the speed, and apparently I would, like, crouch down and go, like, aerodynamic and stuff. So it's pretty intense stuff, if I'm honest with you, but it was just so fun. I did nearly break my ankle, and by that I mean, like, if I didn't have the boots on, I genuinely think my ankle would have just been like flapping around. I wouldn't be able to move. It would have been like properly like snapped off. But basically I'm going down the big hill. Not even that. I'm going down a straight bit, and then I go over the hill. I can't see what's on the other side. I go over it, and boom! It's like this big drop. Right, so I'm going down it like super fast. I like take a tumble, do a head thingy, take it, and then the board. I guess say if this was the board, my legs are here. It just went, and one of my ankles just got destroyed. And the whole second day we were there. We were snowboarding for 3 days. The whole second day I couldn't stand on it at all. My ankle, like I couldn't stand on it. I genuinely thought I broke it. And I remember I got in the bath, and that was like the worst pain, because I tried to get out, and I genuinely thought I was gonna like fall and like crack my head open or something. But then luckily the 3rd day, oh, that was a phone. Luckily the 3rd day, I managed to get back on, and we were like, it was actually a good day, that one. But yeah, so that was April. In May, we went to Spain. Me and Ella went with to Bob and Julie. That was a good time. I really enjoyed that. I swam with dolphins, which was on my bucket list. I forgot it was on my bucket list. When I got home and checked my bucket list, it was on there. So that was good. Other than Spain, other than dolphin in Spain, what else did we do? Oh, I did surfing, which was good. I didn't actually do it that well because the waves were like crappy. And at that point, I was like, damn, have I lost my touch? But you'll see later, I did go surfing at another point, and I aced it. But yeah, so I went surfing. A lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. What else did we do? We went to the beach a couple of times, I think. Oh, we went horse riding. I actually really liked horse riding. It was just a lot of fun. I keep saying a lot of fun. I should stop saying that. It was something I've never done, and every time I've gone on holiday since like Portugal, I've said I want to go horse riding. and I've never been able to pull it off because I've never been able to find anywhere. So I was really gassed to do this, and then luckily I managed to find somewhere to go. The horse racing, horse racing? I didn't horse race. The horse riding itself was actually just very chill, very easy. I mean, to begin with, I had an annoying horse who kept pulling the reins out of my hand. And to begin with, I just kept like letting go, like, you know what, he doesn't want me to hold on yet. And the woman was like, James, do not let go of those reins. And I was like, oh, okay. But then he kept like pulling his head forward, and I was like, it was kind of strong, you know, the horse, obviously, but like his neck was strong. Yeah, so the horse race, he's had horse race. The horse riding itself is something that I would like to keep doing at some point. Like, obviously, they don't really have horse riding here. Or they probably do, but it's probably not that good. But I said at the time, like, if I could pick to do dolphin swimming or horse riding again, I would have picked horse riding. Because it's something that, like, I feel like it's hard to explain. I just feel like I would prefer it multiple times, and, like, eventually just being able to get on a horse on your own and ride would be really insanely cool. The other thing I did in May, while in Spain, is I quit Banco Lounge. It was just something that I just wasn't enjoying it. We got a new manager called Craig, and he was just such a douche. Like, I would say this, pretty much everyone who was there, like Miles, Nicole, I don't know about Simona, but pretty much everyone who was there quit while Craig was there. And then Craig also got fired afterwards, so I wasn't just, I wasn't maybe a bit hasty that he was a bad manager, he just was. Like, he joined, and he was like, okay guys, you're not allowed free Coke anymore, which was such a bummer, because that was like one of the highlights, is like, oh, you get free Coke, that's kind of OG. He was like, you don't have free Coke, you don't have free fizzy, you get a free coffee, and I don't drink coffee, and you also get like some squash, and it's like, okay, squash is good, but I don't want to be like, I don't know, it was just a bummer. This isn't why I quit, but this is just an example of why he was a douche. And then one thing that he did do, which really annoyed me, the first shift he has, I didn't know like his kind of rules, so I didn't get a drink. But he had a drink of water. He left it by the till, so I'm like, okay, I'll leave my drink by the till whenever I get a drink. Next shift, I get a drink. I leave it by the till. Same thing. He picks up the drink, the cup, goes everywhere because he thinks it's empty, so he picks it up, gets over him. He's like, James, don't leave drinks here. And I was like, but you did the exact same thing yesterday. And he kind of ignored me, but like, just stuff like that. So I quit Banco. I text Mike. Mike, by the way, my manager Mike was like an OG. He was a great guy. So was the manager Dan. No, not Mike. The chef Dan was a very good guy, and Leighton as well. But yeah, so I text Mike and I was like, hey Mike. It was actually to do with the 8 job, because I had a thing that I could have done, but it was during where I was meant to be working. So I was like, hey Mike, I've got an 8 job, a media job making films. I really don't want to miss out on it. I'm also, you know, I got a couple more holidays coming. I don't really want to make you pay for them if I'm planning to leave afterwards. You know, I'm just gonna leave now, if that's okay. I would be happy to come back at some point, but you know, blah blah blah. And he was like, you know what, dude, that's fair enough. If you ever want to come back, let us know. It was just, he was very respectable about it. I really appreciate that from him. So yeah, Mike was a legend. So when I get back from Spain, and literally like 4 days later, I meant to leave to go to Italy. It was kind of insane. Because when I booked it, I was like, oh, it's not too bad, it's like a week. But I remember I got back, and Mum was like, so when are you going to Italy? And I was like, Thursday. And she was like, well, this Thursday? And I was like, yeah, this Thursday I'm going to be in Italy. And she was, I know, that was when I was real. I was like, okay, that's really fast, isn't it? I've only just got back from Spain, I'm already in Italy in a week. But Italy and Denmark is probably my all-time favourite thing of the year, I would say. That was just an insane thing that I managed to do with myself. Like, it began in March/April, where Lauren was going to Italy for a wedding. Her crossover happened to be in Denmark, and she was like, hey James, I'm going to be in Denmark, you should come to Denmark as well, we can do like a crossover thing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of spicy. I actually want to go to Italy as well. Like, I will say, I was planning to go to Italy regardless of this year, and luckily Lauren just happened to be going. So I was like, hey, I'll go to Italy, and then on the way back I'll go to Denmark. I messaged him like, hey, can I stay with you when I go to Denmark? He's like, yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, great, holiday with Lauren, holiday with Emil. Then Emil was like, you know what? I might come to Italy with you guys. And that for me was like, oh snap, this is like insane now. So Emil comes to Italy. Lauren comes to Italy. We spent a couple of days together. Not the whole days, actually. To be fair, we didn't meet up like in like an annoying amount. It was like, hey, do you want to get breakfast? Yeah, and then hey, do you want to get lunch and tea? And it was like, yeah, but like we didn't like follow each other around. But yeah, Italy was insane. And then we went to Denmark. Denmark was as good, if not. No, I don't think it. Denmark was a lot more just being at home. You know, I was just at home with Emil watching The Office, and then we went and got food, and then went to a theme park. It was a lot more just. I could have been at home just living life, whereas Italy was. Italy was just like, hey, we're tourists. We're looking around for people. We're eating out every time. So I don't. It's hard to say which one I preferred because Emil's a house at Denmark was just a lot more comforting. It was just a lot more. I don't have to worry every time about taking my bags or whether I'm gonna get broken into. It was just very like, oh, okay, nice. But I did really like Italy actually. Both of them, just being with. I think if I didn't know anyone, I don't think I would have liked Denmark. If Emil wasn't there. Whereas if in Italy, if Emil and Lauren weren't there, I would have still probably had a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that's probably the conflicting thing. But yeah, I just they're just probably my two best friends. I would say Elliot and Jason are close, and probably technically first. But it's just insane that the people who don't even live in this country I've seen most more than most of my other friends. You know, that's just such a cool thing. Um, yeah, and maybe I got some spicy news for you. Maybe Emil's gonna be returning to England. Um, anyway, so in 7, which is July, right? Yeah, 7, two mediocre things, I guess. Not mediocre, but nothing major. The gym, I joined the gym with Elliot, which I've been going to regularly. You definitely can't tell. The last month has been a little bit quiet, but next year, so starting, I mean now actually, this year, starting today until, I guess, December, we're going to be going a lot more. We're planning to do a marathon. I'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, I joined the gym. I mean, we also had the World Cup, which if we had won right now, I'd be going crazy. Like, we won the World Cup, but we didn't. Annoyingly, it was a great month though. Just, it was, I would say it's the best World Cup I've ever seen. Obviously I've only seen like 4, but yeah, best World Cup, amazing. August, a lot of small tiny things began. The podcast began in August. Wait, no, it didn't, did it? It must have began in July. Okay, forget that. Podcast began in July. Um, Board games, the board game cafe, that began in right at the end of July, beginning of August, and that is something that is probably one of my favorite things to do now. Like cinema, bowling, board game cafe for £5 is just a bargain. Like it's just so fun. I've gone with pretty much all of my friends. You know, Phoebe came over. Uh, Basically, my friend Phoebe lives in Australia. She came over here into England for like a week. What she lives in? Her parents lives in. It's not Leeds, but it's somewhere close to that. It's somewhere like that. We'll just say Leeds. Parents live in Leeds, and she was like, James, me and my boyfriend, we want to come and visit you in Bristol for a day. So she came over, and we went to the suspension bridge. Like I just took her to all the main places in Bristol. But then in the evening, the three of us and Hugo, my friend Hugo, went to the board game cafe. So even my Australian friend has been to this cafe. Um, Jason, Elliot, pretty much most of my NCS friends, just Aaron, you know, everyone has been to this board game cafe with me. It's just so fun. Like they have 600 board games. It's for 4 hours, and you pay £5. Um, there's so many different board games, so many different varieties. Like we're planning the next time we go, is we're planning to do D&D Day, which is gonna be kind of spicy. But there's so many, you know, Secret Hitler. They have Secret Hitler. Spyfall, yes. Skulls. We've actually had a lot of games that have become like legends. You know, Skulls is a game that everyone is like, I like Skulls, and so is Coup. Coup is a good game. But yeah. Other than that, though, in August we had surfing. I actually went to surfing properly in Wales, actual waves, and it was very good. Actually, it was a lot of fun. I managed to stand up a decent amount, which I was kind of scared I wouldn't be able to because of it's been like nearly a year since I'd done it previously. But everything was just there. I just remembered everything, how to do it. It was a lot of fun. I just really, really enjoyed it. and I hope I can go again at some point. Maybe in a different country. Hopefully, I've now surfed in 3 different countries, which is something that you can't say for most things. I don't think I've rode a bike in. I have rode a bike in 3 different countries, but there's not a lot of stuff you can say. I've done this in 3 different countries. Um, Sorry, I just got a message. I just like, um, in September, two things kind of happened. Home Bargains. I joined Home Bargains. Hated it. Like, I'm never gonna work in a supermarket again. Hopefully, like, I worked in Poundland in like 2015. I hated it, man. I quit after a month with Jason. I said to myself then, I'm never gonna do another job like this. But it got to August. I hadn't had a job yet. Kind of running low on money. I was like, I need to get a job now. So I get a job in Home Bargains. First, I remember it's the only other job, but on the first shift I've gone. I really don't like this. I hated it. The thing I hated, the actual physical thing we had to do was easy. Right, basically I've got to try. Okay, my mum told me. I had a trolley. I had to just unload it. Right, that's all I had to do. The thing I hated is there's no time limit. There's no like end of time. There's no end of shift. If there was an end of shift, say if it was like okay 12 to 6, and at 6 you go, I would have loved it. But it wasn't that. It was okay if you get the job done, then you go. But it was as a team. So say if we had 5 people working on trolleys and we had 30 shifts, you have to do 6 cages each. If someone's slow, you do your 6 cages, and then it's like, oh no, we still have another 5 cages. So it was just really annoying because you never knew how long you had left, and it was the worst. I hated it, honestly. It was probably one of my least favorite jobs. The people there were decent. The people there were very decent. But just in general, because I remember the guy was like, when I got the shift, when I had the interview even, the guy was like, hey, so, the shifts are 5 days a week, 4 hours each day. And I was like, that sounds perfect. And we got there on the first shift. I had, my mum was having a party, so everyone came over to a bit of board games. So I thought I was finishing at 6, right? Because he said 4 hours. Gets to 6. Oh, nothing's happening. When are we going home? Okay, maybe it's like half 6. Gets to half 6. Still nothing. Gets to 7. Still nothing. I don't go home until like half 8. I just remember I was so pissed. But it's so stupid because like it's only a 6.5 hour shift. I do 6.5 hour shifts every day now. Not every day, but every time I work, it's 6.5 hour shifts. The actual time it took wasn't that bad. It was just so boring and lonely and just dull. I just hated it. I really hated it. So then I quit after like 3 weeks. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. We nearly got a dog though. We looked after Indy for a bit, it was probably one of the best weeks of my life. Maybe not life, but it was definitely one of the best weeks of 2018. New Spider-Man game came out. We babysitted Indy for a couple of days. It was just a lot of fun, and I just loved it. I can't wait to have a dog. And my mum, she didn't even know I know this, but we went to I can't no what am I saying? She like messaged my uncle like, hey, are you free Friday to take me to Wales to get a dog? And my uncle was like, whoa, you might want to slow down here. And like he was like, you want to make sure you want to do this. And then she changed her mind. But there was a point where she was like, okay, I'm getting a dog on Friday, which would have been insane because like right now there would be like a dog running around here. Annoyingly, that didn't happen. I also then got a job at the King's Arms, which was that was like 4 months ago. I've been there for 4 months. Nice. But that's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had. It's calm. It's not too busy. Simple. But there's still a lot to do. That's the thing. I'm not saying like it's good because I don't do anything. I do a lot of stuff there. It's just very very calm. It's not like the bosses I have are probably the best bosses I've ever had. They're just very chilled. They're like, oh James, hey, nice to meet you. They like. There's a couple of times where I just turned up 5 minutes late. I don't think they even realise. Every time I've asked for a day off, I've gotten it. I've never called in sick, but I've never wanted to because I don't want to like let them down. That's kind of the respect we have there. But yeah, I love the job there. It's one of the only there's 2 jobs, bar the 8 job, the media job, because that doesn't really count. There's 2 jobs I've ever had where I've gone, I could still see myself staying here forever. Not forever, but for a long time. The cinema job was the first one I did that when I was like, okay, I can see myself being here for a long time. And I do think if I didn't leave for Australia, which is the reason I left, if I didn't leave for Australia, I would still be there. And then this is the only other job where I've gone, okay, I could see myself staying here for a long time. October, the only thing we really had is Halloween, which is really boring. I don't know how I didn't put anything else, but yeah, Halloween, boom. November, me and Elliot made a Bristol video for a competition. We managed to get it on TV. Don't know how, it was insane, and yeah, I'm not going to go into it. There's a video you can watch of us trying to do it, but the video itself is a lot of fun. It's one of the videos I've been most proud of to make, and yeah, I just really liked it. And now we get to December. I had a 100 movie poster, which I've been doing. I haven't done for like a week or two now, but got that. That's a good challenge. I want to do that in 2019, finish that off. We went ice skating. I love ice skating. You know, this is actually really annoyed me. Jason's only ever been ice skating once. Elliot's been once, which was like years ago. Aaron's never been. I just can't believe it. I don't know what's going on, lads. Like, I love ice skating. It's one of the best things I've ever done. It's just such a good activity. If they had an ice skating rink still in Bristol, because they used to have one, if they still had one, I would be there. You know, at least once a month. I love it. Me, Elliot, Shivy, Georgia, and Will, we won an Xmas quiz, NCS quiz. Don't know how we won. It was insane. We shouldn't have won. And one of the times I've laughed most has probably been when we found out we won, because we knew how many points we had, which was like 41, and it was like, okay, and the winners with 67 is, and then he said our team name, and it was just the funniest thing. Went to a board game cafe as well a lot. Did that. And we also had a New Year's Eve Eve meetup with the same people, but take away Will and Chivy and put Louis in. And we played a board game there. We just had I had a lot of good friend meetups. Fun fact though, I only saw Amelia one time in the whole of 2018, which is kind of crazy actually, isn't it? I saw Amelia like 5 different days. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much everything I did in the whole year. That's all the main bits anyway. What am I expecting for 2019 though? That's a good question. I want to finish my Japanese. I kind of already said this actually in another video, but I'll just finish it off. I want to finish my Japanese. I want to like properly learn it. I want to read a lot more books. I've got a cool book about a guy who like everyone sees differently, and he like goes crazy because of it. I want to learn to play a violin, potentially learn to drive a motorbike/car, potentially move in with Jason Elliott. Don't know how likely that is though. I'm gonna quit Coke, or I'm trying to quit fizzy drinks altogether. Which, can I just say, if I do that, that's gonna be insane, because that's probably like the only bad thing I eat a lot or drink a lot. You know, like I don't actually drink that much unhealthy stuff. Like chocolate, I don't really have that much. Cakes, I don't really have that much. Crisps, I guess I do. Like I have it probably once a day maybe, but I don't actually have that much unhealthy stuff. So if I get rid of Coke, I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but I'm kind of scared. Which is why now I've been drinking like milkshakes. Today is actually day 1, and I know I'm gonna get a headache, and I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But yeah, stop drinking Coke / all fizzy altogether is gonna be insane if I manage to pull that off. What was the other things I had? Oh, me and Elliot want to do a half marathon, which I guess training begins today. I'm gonna go to the park later. I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. Elliot's gonna start going to the gym this time next week. Yeah, and then I think that might be it. Maybe get a tattoo if I can. I don't want to waste too much money. I have to, save, I guess. I don't really mind if I don't travel this year. I want to say that now, so that if I don't travel, it doesn't look like I'm just making excuses. I don't mind if I don't travel anywhere this year. 2020 is the year I go traveling. Other than that, I think that might be the end of the video, honestly. I feel like there's one more thing I wanted to say. But yeah, so the next Jolly with J podcast. So this is episode 9, right? So episode 10 of the Jolly with J discussions. Jason might not be in it. He might be in it. He might be like, yeah, dude, I was down to do this video. Or it might be like me and Miles. It might be me and Marcus. It might be me again. Maybe I'll start doing more solo things where I talk. I think at the latest, the next one would be the end of January. I think Ideally, I'm gonna make one at the end of every month where I can talk about like what I did now, just everything I've done. I don't think I'll be outside, but maybe I will because it's kind of a chill environment, isn't it? Really, it's a nice background. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I've been enjoying this. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. The fact that I have all of February off because my bosses have gone away, it's perfect because now this is like the month I can properly begin my resolutions. I can start doing the violin every day, go to the gym a lot more because there's nothing else to plan for. I've just got a month of doing nothing. Oh, I also want to see Harriet and Florence as much as I have been recently. You know, every couple of weeks, maybe at least once a month, basically. Because I probably saw them more than 12 times, which is technically like once a month. But I saw them like from March to like September. I didn't see them once, kind of thing. So I would like to see them like every single month once, kind of thing. But other than that, thank you for watching, guys. I've been Jones. I'll see you next time. Bye.